Good.
Am I still okay? So thank you, Allie and Jake. I love you. I'm crying a little bit, and thank you, Sarah. So for those that don't know me, my name is Lisa Farnham, and I am running for a position on the Parks and Rec Committee in Dedham. Allie and Jake just shared information about my experience, and after me, some friends will share some more information. So I'd really like right now to just share information with you about why I want to run and some of my ideas for Parks and Rec in the future. So as a parent and as a coach, I feel like I've really developed some solid relationships with people of all ages all over Dedham. And I feel like I can really ensure that their feedback and their desires are heard and addressed. It's only been a few short weeks for the campaign so far, but I've talked to people in the supermarket, at CVS, all over, and I've heard great ideas and great feedback on their experiences, both inside Dedham and outside of Dedham, with Parks and Rec programs. So they've given me some really good ideas. I'd really like to work with the department to expand programming. For a long time, the perception in Dedham, right or wrong, is that Parks and Rec offers programming for only school-age kids. And I want to change that. I want to improve communication so that everyone knows about all the great programming that's already offered by Parks and Rec. And again, I'd like to expand that programming to make sure that there's something for everyone, from toddlers to seniors. Parks and Rec for all. So people say timing is everything, and I agree. Personally, as you just saw, our kids are now young adults, and my husband Len and I are soon to become empty nesters. So I'll have some more time now to devote to Dedham and give back to the community that I love. I've already found time in my schedule, but I'd like to do more, and that's something I think I realized through COVID. I have the energy, I have the experience to make a difference. And I feel that Dedham's really at this critical juncture in its evolution. So we've developed and opened the new town hall. We have the new public safety building coming. We're repurposing the old police station. I'm also excited that the town is looking at Route 1 or Providence Highway right now. And there are opportunities to create walking and bike trails along the Charles. And again, as Parks and Rec Commissioner, these are the kinds of ideas and work I'd like to champion. So unfortunately, I believe that most of 2021, we're going to have to continue to deal with the pandemic. And this makes for a challenging, but I think exciting time for Parks and Rec, where we'll get to be creative with our program offerings. We all learned a lot about ourselves and all learned a lot in general, like how to use Zoom during COVID. And we're already engaging differently for our health and wellness activities. So here are some just immediate actions that I'd like to take if I'm elected. So when the new normal is here, Parks and Rec will have the opportunity, I think, to have a reopening of sorts. So I'd like to explore ways to offer programming virtually. So for example, maybe we could offer Zoom Zumba or Zoom cooking or gardening class where either folks go to the Dolan Center to pick up their materials or their materials are delivered to them. These are activities that people of all ages could do together. So grandparents could cook with grandchildren as an example. And I think COVID again requires us to think outside of the box as we consider the town's recreational needs. So maybe we could do a Zoom CrossFit, and that could maybe be again for seniors, for younger kids, etc. So I also plan on implementing a, I guess what I'd call an awareness campaign, and it could be a combination of ads, of social media, an e-newsletter perhaps, or a newsletter that's posted to the website. that people could sign up for. And this would ensure that all Dedham residents are aware of all the available programming and how to register and how to get questions answered. As part of that awareness campaign, one of the things I'm going to do immediately is create and distribute a map that lists all parks and all open spaces throughout the town, including a list of amenities available at each location. One of the things I learned about during COVID is something called Dedham Forest. Never knew it existed before. And there's just a lot of places. Some are part of Parks and Rec's purview and some are not. But I think that we have a lot of land and a lot of opportunities that we probably don't know about. So I'd love to create, again, a single place that folks can go to learn about those opportunities. So I have some specific ideas about programming. And one such example is Allie played volleyball in high school. So in middle school and for most of her life, she either played field hockey or soccer. And she decided she wanted to try volleyball as a 9th grader at the high school. And unfortunately, she prior to that had really no experience playing volleyball. And as much fun as she had, and it's not about winning, but we were really not prepared for the competition from other towns. So I'd love to have like a 6th to 8th grade volleyball program as an example, which would help people to be competitive in high school as they came up. It's a great sport. It doesn't cost a lot of money. I now watch it on TV because Allie played it for so long and I just love it. Additionally, I think improvements could be made to the tennis courts at the high school. They're kind of in rough shape, the courts themselves, the nets, and I don't think that's huge money to repair it. I don't know if this is something that's possible or not, but perhaps we could find some kind of way to adjust the nets so that they could be higher for perhaps badminton or some other sports. It's also important to remember that recreation isn't just about sports. It doesn't mean just sports. So last summer, because of COVID, Parks and Rec partnered with the DPW to set up picnic tables around the town to create outdoor spaces for people to gather safely. And this is the kind of thing I think we should be looking to expand, regardless of COVID, because it makes our parks more accessible and welcoming for people to use in a variety of ways. I really support opportunities for us to look at passive recreation, so including the open space now being considered to replace the current police station. So wouldn't it be fun or cool if we could add a giant checkerboard or a giant chessboard in that park if it was created? So that again is passive, but it's fun. It would draw people there. So during COVID, I think a lot more people were outside and I hope that that continues. So I think there's a lot of fun, easy and cost-free ways to encourage more exploration of this beautiful town that we live in. So these are just some thoughts and ideas. If elected, I would really like to work with the commission to make sure that we offer Parks and Rec for all. So I respectfully ask for one of your votes on Saturday, April 10th,